How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back. Today we're going to be watching another If the Emperor Had Text-to-Speech. This time is episode 15, the Tau. So now we get to have like the weeaboo space smurfs that I've seen tons of memes of where everyone talks about how their women really love human dick and they've got huge tits. So, you know, maybe they'll make a reference to that. I hope I get to see some images of some sexy space aliens. I mean, just for research purposes. I'm not attracted to them. That would be heresy. I should probably start the video before I get attacked for my heresy. So without further ado, we'll get into it, but remember to leave any comments or recommendations down below, and consider subscribing and liking the video, maybe join the Discord or come by the stream to watch live. Alright, let's get into it. Is this a Tau world? Look at that, they had to back it up. I don't know if that's how ships land. Is that what the hell? Go back. Go back. What is in his hand? What is this claw? Why? I don't like that claw placement. I get that they're the Adeptus Mechanicus. I'm sure that's not meant to be a penis. But, I mean, come on, guys. He's got a drill in one hand. He's got clamps in another one. And an extendo dick. Are we sure that they didn't make any sex bots? Are we sure about that?
Do not keep your hopes up, Megoscrus. Remember
Is that a toaster?
the last time we tried finding it on a penal world.
He said penal.
I remember. They launched you out of a cannon.
Hair. You could say that you pierced the heavens.
I am not sure who the hell you think I am, but if you persist in making stupid jokes, you better believe in me that believes that you lying dead on the ground, the hundred straight for your fucking cranium, is better than you standing here.
He's got a skull fuck.
Besides, you have to find this STC, or alternatively, the Omnisicopia.
Well, actually, I cannot see any STC around here.
I keep thinking they're saying STDs. I love the wiggling motion that they have here. I don't know how he does that. I'm sure it's not that it's simple to do, but I'm sure it's something that once you know what it is, you're like, oh, this is how you do it, and then you just have to be really good in practice to make it look very smooth. But I don't even know how you start with that. It's very impressive.
That giant pillar certainly looks peculiar.
I love the camera work too.
This is ancient technology.
Look, there are more of them over there.
Are those speakers? Are those giant speakers? Dude, he's
I
smoothing.
am part of season legends. Upon the eve of great celebration, mankind would tread these planets, jumping around like idiots as the repeated patterns of sound blasting out of these pillars. They also injected copious amounts of drugs.
Sounds like what the Fabricator General does all the time.
We must send for more depths. We have a lot of work in front of us.
Alright, before he gets into it, are you telling me that they don't even have speakers in the future? Or copious amounts of drugs to have when listening to music? Look, I knew that this was a grimdark future, but he didn't tell me that it was literally hell. Like, this is more than grimdark. I don't think that does it service when you're telling me they don't have speakers to blast music at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Sent to wait the message telling the Octaries about their second mission now. Hopefully you'll be with them in spirit on their new conquest.
I'd rather not. Their obnoxious chatting just worsens my internal headache.
Well, maybe enough discussion about something will ease your splintered mind, my lord. I'm open to talk about anything.
I would be too, but let's not forget what happened last time you said that. Try and keep to subjects that won't make me want to destroy the entire galaxy with my transcendent bowel movements.
Ugh.
Sure. So, any ideas?
How about you tell me about those xeno creatures that you mentioned back when we read those revolting questions? Tola, or whatever their name was.
Can I not say that I did?
Are you defying me?
No.
The correct answer is no.
It's just you said not to talk about things that would cause explosive warp farts and
I would like to remind you, young man, that I'm the motherfucking Emperor, and that defying my subject matter of the day will have you be selected as the target for the Seek and Destroy mission during the next Blood Games. Your
They have Blood
custodian
Games?
brothers will have a pleasing high time chasing you around.
Oh, Emperor.
And I'm going to presume the destroy part is something they particularly enjoy.
please no. Not again.
There's something they will be destroying with those throbbing guardian spears. Am I right?
Is he? Please tell me he's not alluding to butt stuff. The Emperor, you wouldn't. Emperor, no, no, no. That's the worst fate.
I thought you were supposed to be charismatic while persuading people to obey
I
you.
am. Because I know you secretly like this.
Ah, no.
Stopping right here. The Guardsman just dropped dead. Time to make a 180 and drastically change the subject.
Well, stop whining and tell me about these Tarzinos then.
Fair enough, my lord. The Tau are a race of naive, blue-grey fish-like people with a vagina on their forehead and giant stupid
oh, they do.
with no skull ornaments on at all and weaponry that makes pathetic pew-pew sounds when fired.
Right. Care to elaborate?
Must I? Well, during the 35th millennium, some fucking explorators from the Adeptus Mechanicus were flying around the empty void of the eastern fringes of the galaxy for no reason. Then they found some world filled with primitive fucking xenos that only used rocks as weapons, which, for the record, is still a lot more aesthetically pleasing than what they've got going on today. These no-nose fish flappers split themselves into 4 different factions or whatever that represented the only resources they had in that little rock of theirs, which were water, earth, fire, and air. These factions constantly fought like skinny, mist-coloured orcs with mental issues for no reason. Then at some point, another faction came along out of nowhere which called themselves the Ethereals. They said to the Tau, "Hey, you should stop throwing rocks at each other, you fucking idiots." And the other Tau said, "Oh yeah, I didn't really think of that." So then they became the ethereal slaves for no reason, started to build all kinds of stupid shit, and then decided to go and try some space conquering, which they've barely done any of, since they're still sitting way up east rolling their fucking no wait, no.
Did he just say up east? Are there cardinal directions in space? Like I get like, isn't it 3? Like how do you say up east? Also, welcome Jimmy. Welcome Jimmy. How do you what? Also, is all of this just like true? When he says for no reason, is that kind of how they summarized it in the lore more or less, or did they elaborate on it, right? Because if I'm not remembering incorrectly, the Tau were like the most recent addition, at least at the time of when these were made, the most recent addition to the Warhammer franchise. So they were like the new boys on the block. They were kind of seen as too goody two shoes for the grim dark setting, and that's why he's making fun of the aesthetic and whatnot. Or is it just, kind of playing up to the hate, or not hate, but the unhappiness of the fandom at the time? For no reason usually means no reason given. Oh, okay. So it's just like, oh, yeah, the Adeptus Mechanicus, they were out there, and then like that's just where the story starts, and we're like, why are they there? It doesn't elaborate. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, I was just wondering.
No, they don't even have thumbs. So, to sum it all up, they're a small xenos race with scary toy guns that kidnap gullible guardsmen and cut their balls off for no reason. They are completely redundant in any threat record, and I am sick to death of them being brought up all the time, because there's never any fucking reason to.
Damn, calm down, son. I was
Seriously?
only asking. Shit, you are starting to sound like your father.
I'm sorry, my lord.
Wait, his father?
Humans tend
Like
to
him?
leave the Imperium to
Who?
go and join the Xenos Empire, correct?
Yes, but it's not only humans. The Tau have got a shitload of other minuscule and important xeno races to join them as well. Just like a gang of creepy old hobos in a hive city, they lure in others with promises of deeds performed for the greater good. Never really
The greater
what
good.
it is, nor why they keep moaning about it as they force you to go deep inside their own pocket domain, where you can never hope to escape once inside.
I am genuinely sickened when you put it into these contexts. I hope all this repressed anger isn't from some pseudo-weird first-hand experience.
I'd rather not say. Now, my Emperor, could you please order me to send an immediate death warrant onto these foul creatures that we can mobilize all forces we've got, destroy them before they populate more planets with their cringeworthy ways?
He really hates them.
Right there, Father. Do not let him brainwash
Dude,
you
Horn
so
Nipples is
easily.
back.
Or, do you still have a brain, actually?
Not sure. I'll have to ask someone to check later and see if it's still in there. I hope it is. Where else am I going to store all my glorious fourth wall-breaking punts?
Brainwashing? Really? You're complaining about brainwashing?
Ha! For looking like a yellow submarine, there seems to be a distinct lack of intelligent life living inside your head.
Hey, that is not a yellow submarine. He looks like a banana. He's a golden banana guard. There's a difference. He's not a yellow submarine. He's not a reference to any Beatles song out there. In chat, yes, I do see you talking shit about me over there. I'm just not going to talk about it except for this one instant.
That's fucking hilarious.
Of course a Chaos Worshipper is gonna side with the fucking Xenos.
I'm taking the side of reason in this debate, and my reason is telling me that you are very biased in this discussion.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling the truth.
The truth about how the Tower are a race of creepy old vagina-faced hobos that exist for no reason.
I mean, did he say a lie? I've seen pictures of what the Tau are from their art, and they kind of do look like they have a vagina face. And I haven't seen any mention of the female Taus in this entire episode. I'm starting to think that they're not going to get mentioned.
Exactly!
Father, do not listen to him. While I do not appreciate the existence of these xenos myself, what with their distinctive disconnection to the warp and the disrespect they have for arcane knowledge, I can tell you that these creatures could do more good for you than bad, if handled correctly.
Is that so? Then tell me, how would they benefit my goals?
Maybe we can get the Mechanicus to turn them to servitors and then have them develop disk drive technology on their foreheads. And
Oh my god.
actually be of some fucking use to the galaxy.
The Tau have surpassed us in our current state, and many technological fields in but the span of 6,000 years. They are an open-minded and fairly naive race, always open to the suggestion of more allies joining their empire. While their leaders are oppressive and tyrannical, they are but small, cuddly teddy bears in comparison to the bureaucratic puppeteers of the Imperium or the iron-handed maniacs of chaos.
At least those guys don't cut people's balls off or rip out people's ovaries. Seriously.
Wait. Do the Tau cut off people's balls? Do they castrate? That's castration, right? That's not circumcision. Circumcision's different. They castrate. Yes? Kinky. I'll kinky. I don't know why do they do that to their own men? How do they reproduce? Is it with their vagina faces? They don't want other species mating with them? I don't know, maybe just abstinence isn't the answer. Maybe just have condoms, sex ed, something like that. Is that so wrong? Why are they going backwards? They have all this technology and the best thing that they can come up with is castration?
Must be as naive as the Tau if you don't believe that mankind is just as capable of such atrocities. Your Imperium has forced gelding onto more than a few innocent people, I bet, what with all those inquisitorial sterilization camps. As for chaos, well, Slanesh has a weird sense of humor.
Alright, fine, you got me on that one.
I think that with the use of your powerful charisma, you could manipulate these xenos into working for you, which would more than likely aid in the recovery, or at the very least further the lifespan of this rotting Imperium of yours.
Didn't you mention that they had no presence in the warp? How am I supposed to use my charisma when I can't bolster it with my psychic strength?
No, they do have a presence in the warp, but it is very small. I think an overwhelming presence such as mine or yours would still be able to affect them.
My lord, I beg of you, do not listen to this possessed traitor. The Tau fight only for their ideology, enslaved by the ethereals and control them through pheromones like they're some kind of horny rodents. They only fight for their greater good.
Well, what if I use my powers to become their greater good?
But
Boo.
No, but
Daddy!
at least one of you custodians to keep your armor on.
What?
Never mind, just shut up and do what I say.
Seriously, my lord, they're xenos.
As long as they are under regulation. and they do not interfere with mankind. It is all right.
They have winch-worthy weaponry with no skulls or holy symbols on them.
As long
They're
as they
cringe,
serve the
Emperor.
and only fire on
Sir,
those
they're
who destroy
cringe.
us, it is all right.
But they have a socio-economic philosophy that promotes a completely classless living where every individual works for the betterment of it all, but in actuality, it's an oppressive dictatorship based around the ethereal's well-being.
As long as everyone is treated well and fairly in the conjoined Imperium, where there will be no need for retarded and corrupt political systems.
He said the
and
word!
Imperials
He said
will
the
be under
word!
direct control. It's all right.
But they have turned a whole lot of loyal guardsmen into sterile, base-dwelling towlers that only ever draw nude pictures that they use as towel propaganda.
As long
Hey, okay, they brought it up. They brought up the lewd propaganda of the Tau art. I think I need a visual representation of it. I need a visual example to understand the depravity of such xeno scum. So, you know, where is it? Where is it? I want to properly hate them. So maybe just show some of that artwork on screen, maybe, or like send it my way. You know, I you know, just so I can properly, if I'm gonna hate them, I want to properly hate them. Yeah, exactly, for research purposes. For research purposes.
as I'm not shown any of that eye-watering Xenology futanary slash tier or garbage, it's all right.
What? But they can't even fight in melee.
They can't. Isn't that a common complaint even to this day from what I've heard? Not a complaint, but a common like problem in the tabletop where people's like, it's like they keep moving away from me and I can't get them in melee range, and they keep shooting me. Yeah, they suck at close arm. Don't bonk me, Jimmy. Also that Zao Tutanari blah 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 blah. All right, I'm gonna save that term for later. After stream.
I'm sorry, but what did you just say?
Is this really what's going to piss him off? Everything he heard, and I was like, they can't even fight in melee. Is that really going to piss off the Emperor? Is he going to now play what they made a Firestorm video game, right? And it was kind of eh. They touted it as they touted it as the Halo killer at the time, but the Firestorm video game was kind of eh, and the guns really didn't pack as much of a punch, and they weren't really as accurate as they were in terms of lore, if I'm not mistaken. I heard about all this before I even knew much about Warhammer, so I might be misremembering. But is this what's going to piss off the Emperor?
Tau are a cowardly race that only fire upon their enemies from far, never engaging in any form of melee combat.
Is this true, Magnus?
Well, yes.
That is absolutely disgraceful.
Oh crap, I was worried about it now. Oh well, I said it now, so I'm still here. We might as well make the best out of this situation.
Now, Father, let's not be hasty here.
How can they not fight in glorious hand-to-hand, face-to-face combat with their adversaries like all true champions of the battlefield do?
Basically, they just shoot anyone before they can get into range. And what's more, they're also all physically weak and pathetic. They seriously make drones do all of the warriors' tasks for them and have the technology to make giant robot suits, but they only ever use those suits to carry bigger guns and not to fight in close quarters. Seriously, what is the fucking point in making a giant robot controlled by your own limbs if you're not going to use it to punch the shit out of the things?
Oh, this was missing, but that was us. Use that for greater things.
In addition, they use other xenos that they enslaved to fight in melee battles for them, making them into meat shields and other things to guardsmen.
This revelation fills you with more disgust and spite than a sister of science
He's
being
pissed.
thrown into a pile of feeding tendrils.
That's what I've been trying to say. They cower at long range, hide behind their big boxy mech units, just shooting at the enemy like they're some kind
Is
of
that
line.
nails on a chalkboard?
I have no honor, and I have no respect for a race that doesn't even have the fucking decency to fight you in melee combat, which is the most honorable method of combat. How the fuck can they claim to be when they won't even pick up a sharpened piece of fucking metal to shank you with? Like, that's not actually honorable at all. That's you get what the fuck I'm talking about.
I feel like he's been saying this to himself in the shower for days for the past 5 years. He was really ready for this conversation right now. He has been waiting for a fucking excuse to just go off on the Tau, and he has been preparing for this sort of occasion for I don't know how long, and he's letting it all out. This is therapeutic to him, I imagine. Arguments always sound better in the shower. I completely agree, except this argument sounds pretty good out of the shower. I mean, it's working. It's literally engulfing the Emperor's undead body in holy rage fire. Ugh. But, like, I like guns. I guess I'm heretical because I love range combat. I love me a good sniper rifle in video games. In real life, I love having a rifle. Melee combat's cool, but being able to snipe your opponent from super far away before they even know you're there, now that's fun. Now that's fun. Some would say that his ex is a Tau. Wait, what? Heresy. Mating with a Tau. How dare he?
I cannot willingly associate myself with such dishonorable creatures. If they want to join the Imperium of Man, they better bring some fucking chain katanas or something.
My lord, I will personally take my halberd and go on a crusade to the Tower Wells myself, and I will shove it down the throats of every single one of their pathetic fucking hides, drowning them in their own blood for your glory, my lord!
Father, are you really sure this reasoning is, sound?
Shut your fucking mouth, you
Jesus!
tiny ketchup.
That's 1-to-1 so far. Keep it up.
I learned from the best.
Damn straight.
I'm just gonna go back to my damn room. What? God's Imperial curse ignorant of the outcome. Fuck.
Hey, can I actually tell you a funny story about the tower we're at in?
Oh, I do love me some good story time.
Not too long ago, the Tau were fighting the Tyranids. They feared this enemy and desperately looked for allies since, as we know, the Tau can't fight their own fucking battles. But then they were contacted by the Dark Eldar that offered them help. Since the Tau were so desperate, they accepted the alliance and both factions fought together side by side against the Tyranids. After that, however, the Dark Eldar leader came to the Tau leader and told them that they wanted a prize for his help, which was 77 Tau from each caste, including 7 Ethereals, as a cultural exchange, as they called it. The Tau,
What?
their naivety, agreed to send the Tau ambassadors on their way. Later, they fought against the second wave of Tyranids, but this time the Dark Eldar had some special forces with them that they called grotesques, which were big hulking beasts that moaned in suffering as they fought. Later, when the battle was over, the Tau managed to find out that these grotesques apparently were the Tau ambassadors from the cultural exchange. The Tau were kind of upset by this, even if they were the ones who willingly sent their brethren along with the spiky, super sadistic looking drug dealers.
Yeah, wait. That doesn't even happen today. I know you can send, like, ambassadors to places, but whoever says, yeah, we'd like 77 of your citizens as a cultural exchange. It's like it's like having a foreign exchange student, but we want 77 of your citizens over here. And while we're all wearing just spiky BDSM armor, and we literally make furniture out of humans. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I'm literally flabbergasted. I can't find words for the stupidity and the depravity of that situation that they just willingly gave it up. This is a true story. It's part of the lore. I'd imagine this seems too weird to make up for just the TTS text-to-speech adventure. Yeah, never trust the Dark Eldar. What? Huh? Why would you do such a thing? Why? Like, wouldn't that just be weird nowadays? Of like, oh yes, we'll have an alliance, and now that we helped you, could you send us like 100 of your politicians? Just send them over. No communication after you've given us to us. You know, just give it to us. I mean, this is how it felt going from a private school to public school, not the rich kind of private. Oh shit, I'm sorry to hear that. But at least they didn't turn you into grotesques. I just, like, I get that it's a grim, dark future, and I know that they're a naive race, but this seems super naive. Like, I'm starting to hate the Tau too. If it wasn't for their big titty, females that I've heard so much about on the internet, I'd probably hate them.
In response to this, the Tau take the Dark Eldar ships, but as they fired upon them, they realized that the ships weren't actually there anymore. Later, when the Tau forces went back to the planet they were defending in the first place, they discovered that the Dark Eldar had super pillaged the entire planet and left it completely barren. All Tau civilians, buildings, and presumably plants taken to the Dark Eldar realm of Colorado to become subject to incredibly kinky shit, possibly involving precision knives, drugs, and nail clippers.
You would think that anyone would assume that a cultural exchange with a species that looked like completely cracked up BDSM enthusiasts would be a bad idea.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe if they would have had some damn melee weapons with them, that wouldn't have been a fucking problem.
Always makes for an entertaining story.
I just remembered something.
Where you left your Ouija board.
Even better, there is one Tau warrior who rejected the oppressive rule of the Ethereals and actually uses his giant robot armor to wield the devastating warp-powered sword.
Everything you just said sounded pretty damn worthy of my attention.
Do you mean that, Commander Carfreight, or whatever his name is?
Commander Farsight, yes. Not only is he known for wrecking a large number of orcs in close combat, but he formed a breakaway colony from the main Tau region known as the Farsight Enclave.
Well, he sounds cool.
Apparently, he didn't appreciate having his troops lobotomized by the Ethereal, so presumably he decided to go and do his own thing.
Interesting. Tell me more about this Cartfreight character. He sounds fun. Perhaps we could make a cheesy animated Hollowfit series about him and his adventures and fill it to the brim with my kind of imperial propaganda. Yes. The begun of a new allegiance plan has only just begun.
I was hoping to change subject matter to something that lessens my own sort of internal headache.
What? Transition.
That's something so vile and abominable.
I forgot this guy was here.
The world and the galaxy. It's absolutely disgusting. The Order Custodian has obviously not done their job very well. And then one more reason for me to have traveled here.
Hey, don't worry, Fyodor. At least we still have each other. And not only that, but a shitload of Inquisitors from across the galaxy as well. But even now, I still don't have those damn sandpaper cigarettes.
Ugh, I forgot he wanted those.
What the
We are going to have to do what would be considered by the ignorant to be the most heretical thing anyone has ever done since the horrid days of the Horus Heresy. However, with the God Emperor as my witness, it will instead be the most pure and noble thing anyone has ever done for the Imperium.
Now that's the spirit, Fyodor. I mean, look at all the Ordos here. We got Inquisitors of the Order of Malleus, Hereticus, and Xenos, and their change version, of course.
The art change.
The Order Aegis, the Ordo Viveris, the Ordo Custodian.
What the fuck? Who's this Booster Gold looking character over here? What the Imperia? Like, he looks like an asshole.
As you mentioned, the Ordo Astartes, the Ordo Sanctorum, the Ordo Redactus, the Ordo Necros, the Ordo Scriptorium, the Ordo Militarium, the Ordo Sicarius, the Ordo Vigilus, the Ordo Originatus, the Ordo Asper, the Ordo Thanatos, the Ordo Machinum, the Ordo Subtorium, the Ordo Thessalatus, the Ordo Scriptus, the Ordo Obscurus, the Ordo Arduus, the Ordo Otis, the Ordo Alphus, the Ordo Originatus, the
Dude, what's that fucking Sonic?
The Ordo Arduus, the Ordo Otis, the Ordo Alphus, the Ordo
Yeah. Yeah, why are they shooting Sonic? Is this a reference that I'm too stupid to understand? This is high quality stuff. I mean, that's a pretty good Sonic. I immediately understood that was Sonic, so it did its job. Are they wearing top hats? Are they all meant to be like the Monopoly Man? I mean, they're shooting a Sonic character. You know, the only thing that can make this image better is if they shot a Sonic Chew. Just make him a little bit yellow. No, this is not Sonic Chew. He's blue. He's not yellow. The Ordo OC. Oh, is it a play on the Ordo original character? Oh, these aren't real. These aren't real. Right? Are these all made up orders? I'm so inexperienced in this that I just heard he added Ordo to everything that I was like, oh yeah, these are all real. I didn't catch that some of these are made up.
The characters, even the Order Kronos. Heck, why the hell isn't there an Ordo sandpaper cigarette? Why? I really need a sandpaper cigarette.
All of us, men and women of the Emperor's eternal glory, will charge Eternity Gate and the Imperial Palace to find whoever sent this message. We will save the Imperium.
Oh, some of them are real? I just stopped on one that was fake.
Themselves in the planet's most holy spaces. Dirt creeps into the most unexpected, which just further shows that there's no such thing as innocence. And we are here to bring them their judgment.
Hey, Fyodor, you should just preach them to death.
Be quiet, Dominic.
God, he's so sexy. I think that's everything. Wow. This was a really good episode. I felt the passion in every one of those line readings when they were talking about the Tau. I felt every single one of them. It was very good. It was very good. I'm still disappointed though that they didn't show any of the female Tau art. I'm a little bit upsetty spaghetti about that. So, you know, it happens. I'm a little sad about that. So, you know, maybe one day they'll display the fun fan art, but but we'll end it here for this video. So thank you all for watching. If you are, you know, leave any recommendations down in the comments below. Maybe consider coming by the stream or joining the Discord or maybe subscribing. But without further ado, I would like to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.